Hey, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the DC Multiverse Green Lantern. This is actually from the Justice League animated series. As you can see, he looks more like a cartoon animated figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at actually the box first. So first, as you can see, we have the window on the front showing the figure. We have DC Multiverse here, Green Lantern on the bottom. Right here it says Green Lantern Justice League with DC Multiverse right here at the top. On the side you have a side window right here to see the figure. It says Green Lantern on the side. Mcfarlane Toys and DC Multiverse there. On the back you have a picture of him using his Green Lantern ring. And right here at the bottom is the other figures in this series. Alright, so let's go ahead and get inside this figure and take a look at everything and see how it looks outside the box. Okay, now that we have him out of the box, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. He only comes with 2 accessories. So first off, let's take a look at the paint job and the head sculpt. So the head sculpt actually looks really good compared to the cartoon. No real flaws on it. The matching of the face is actually spot on. The eyes look good, the eyebrows, everything. The paint looks really good. So now let's take a look at the paint and the sculpt of the body. It's a little overly big at the top and very small. As you can see how tiny the legs are compared to it. He does make him extremely top heavy. As you can see, he just slightly move him and he'll just bend right back. So it's hard to get him to stand pretty well because of the fact he's so top heavy. He is kind of loose when it comes to his swivel and his hips right here. So his hip swivel is a little loose. Let's go ahead and take a look. One thing I like is the calves. Just look at those calves. Those things are just over the top big. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the different look of the, let's go ahead and take a look at the different articulation in his arms and legs and head. So let's go ahead and check the head. The head has not much movement, little up and down. You can't really turn side to side. It's like really stiff. It makes a clicking sound. No real head movement at all. He does have, like right here, the like little butterfly joint in the arms, and he also has the actual regular raise of the arm. So he can do the full T-pose. Double jointed elbows, I believe. No, single jointed elbow. Interesting. A lot of the other DC figures is a double jointed elbow. So there is no back and forward of the hand, but there is the up and down of the wrist. This is almost the complete opposite of the other ones. Another downside is the quality of the ring. It looks very cheaply done. The hands look bad. It just looks all around bad on the hand, the ring, everything. I feel like I could have done a lot better with that. He does have up the top ab crunch, but it doesn't give him much movement. He has the hip swivel, and then he has the side to side motion from the hip swivel, which is kind of loose. You can do the full splits. He does have the double jointed knees though. That is one good thing. He does have the double jointed knees. He has the full rotation of the ankle, so the ankle can go multiple different ways, up, down, left, right, side to side. He's got like a double ball joint here for that, so it kind of like is hard to really get it in the right position. And he has the articulated, should have the articulated toes, but they don't seem to want to move because you can clearly see our articulation, but they don't want to go at all. Yeah, they're not going. So for some reason the articulation does not want to move in the toes. There we go. That was very hard to do. A little piece of plastic came off too. I think maybe when they painted it, they might have painted over and it dried it like really tight and closed. So that's probably why the articulation and the ankle didn't want to work. So, alright, now let's take a look at the body of the paint and everything now that we've really looked at the articulation. It looks great. There's no nicks, no bad paint. I feel like they could have done a little more with like the armor and everything. This should have had like more green right here instead of the black here. Like the only time it'll look like flawless is when you lift his arm up. The butterfly joint should have had green in one, and the spots right here in his shoulders, due to the fact that the green goes clear across his shoulders and his shoulders and forearm and stuff right here. Not forearm. The look of the Green Lantern symbol looks really good. I like to have it embossed and sticking out like that. You do see right here some of the paint is actually starting to come off, not come off, but come out right here. Like the green has come down over right here. Same thing right here. So it looks like they did kind of mess up on the paint there. But that is a really tight area, so you can't really get too mad at them. And it's probably not every figure. It's probably some figures have that. So with it, it's just very hard to get him to stand with him being so top heavy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories and what they come with. It mainly comes with this giant gun made from the Green Lantern energy that comes from the ring. And also it comes with some more energy that comes from the ring. So if you're a fan of the Justice League animation, I would pick this up, but just know that it's very top heavy and there is some spots that are pretty loose, like right here that part's loose, but other than that, it's a decent figure. I just wish there was more head movement, and they'll put like a little bit more of a weight in the legs, like made a thicker or heavier plastic, so it wasn't so top heavy with the way he's built, where the body style looks and everything. So that way he could be able to stand a lot easier. If anything, I'm gonna have to put him on the stand. Okay, so yeah, I had to put him, as you can see here, on the stand because he just was not standing on his own. I noticed the ankles, actually the more I was moving them, the more and more loose they were getting. So definitely got to worry about that, the ankles being loose. Especially if you use them too many times, the ankles can just go. They wouldn't even be holding at all at one point. So also, with every figure, that you always get the card too. So let's take a look at that card. Here is the card that comes with the figure. It's the same picture that's on the back of him flying and using his ring. So at the bottom it says the Green Lantern Justice League. And on the back, you've got like a little profile picture of him right here, Green Lantern Justice League, and then a data file saying where the source of the figure is, his name, height, weight, and all that. And then right here is the rest of it. It will focus. There we go. So yeah, if you want to be able to read that, just pause it and read that. But yeah, let's go and put him back in the camera. Other than, I still say the base that they stand on, they should, be like, for Green Lantern, be a green with the big Green Lantern lantern symbol instead of that little DC symbol being black. But that's just me. I mean, I'm fine with them charging like a couple dollars more on the figure, for retail, for adding that cool thing, just to display them, make them look better when they're displayed. But other than that, yeah, I really enjoy this figure. It doesn't feel too good in hand though. It does feel very top heavy when you're trying to hold it. So you gotta hold it like more higher up, because you hold it down here at the legs, he's just gonna keep bending back or forward depending on however you're holding him. I do feel that the ankles and the hips are very loose, so that's one downside that I see. Other than that, it's a really good figure. It looks great. Looks amazing. But I wouldn't get too much use out of it. It would probably be like something I'll pose him one way and keep it like that and have him displayed, due to the fact just how loose the joints are. I don't want to keep constantly moving them to use them for anything without the joints just going just completely limp. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're a fan of the cartoon, the Justice League. So yeah, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.